this job market is essentially cooked because there's been way too many layoffs and way few hirings than there really needs to be. And I know what the government reports will say. They'll say that unemployment is very low and then that hundreds of thousands of jobs are being created each and every month, but that's just not happening. So if you've been laid off like I have, what really is the solution? So say you're in technology like I was or something else, a different industry that has been greatly affected and it's very difficult to find a job. What's the next step? And many of you guys in the comments down below have told me to get into trades. That trades is the answer, trades is the solution. I've watched various YouTube channels and they've kind of analyzed what jobs may or may not be replaced by AI in the next 5 years. And they also say, yeah, trades is probably good to go. If you can manually do these things that maybe robots, maybe technology can't figure out, at least in the next couple of years, that might be the way to go. But personally, I've never worked in the trade, so I can't really speak to that. But today I have looked around the internet to find some people talking about their lives, their occupations, and in general about the trades. So let's have a conversation today and maybe let's learn some things about working in the trades and if that should be the solution for all of us without jobs right now. Let's dive in. We start off with Reddit, and this person says, trades can be very physically demanding. So if your body gives out on you, like bad knees, or you get seriously injured, you can lose your whole career. That being said, there's no guarantee that a college degree will get you a good job either. Ideally, with trades, you learn the trade and maybe open your own business someday so you can hire people to do the work when your body starts to give out on you, or work your way up to management. The nice thing about trades is a far lower barrier to entry into the field as compared to college though. And I don't know if this person has actually worked in the trades, but this seems to be a very level-headed, very honest thought process and thought review about working in the trades. And this is kind of where I would think the truth would be had, that yes, it's something that can't easily be replaced by AI or robots right now because it's very physically demanding. And someone in the comments, one of you guys said that robots right now can't effectively fold towels or sheets. Like, I don't know if that's true, but if a robot can't effectively be counted on to fold sheets, they certainly can't be a good electrician or HVAC specialist. So that makes sense to me. And a lot of people will say that it's physically demanding, it'll destroy your body. I've seen some testimonies like that. But if the idea is eventually, as your body starts to wear down, you can become a manager or get into management, or maybe you can even start your own business or own practice and you can hire other people to do that. And maybe you just navigate the ship, maybe you do advertising, maybe you do the training, maybe you do all those kind of other things that keep the ship on track, but you don't have to physically do the back-breaking work anymore. That might not be a terrible strategy. And I don't know all the barriers to entry to get into the trades. I don't know if you just need certification. So like for HVAC, for example, what would you need to do that? Would you just need to go to a course or a training? Let me know in the comments. I don't really know anything about it, like I said. This next person is not in the trades, but their husband is. So this is still very close to the situation. We should get an accurate assessment of what it's really like to be in the trades from this person's post. And they say, my husband just started as an electrician. Benefits are pretty good. Retirement is great. An odd amount of flexibility as a first-year apprentice. His flexibility will only increase along with pay. The biggest con, in my opinion, is many trades are hard on the body. Another con is they are more dangerous than an office job. My husband wishes he had someone to tell him to join a trade right out of high school. Even if he started when we met, he would be in a much better financial situation. But I know this has a very good outlook, and there's even opportunities for non-labor jobs within the electrician union. It's 100% a better deal. You get paid to learn the trade and they pay for school. And one of you guys said if you become a plumber and you mess up, you get wet. If you're an electrician and you mess up, you get out of this life. So there's definitely various levels of danger. Like even a mechanic, something can happen and the car can fall on you. I mean, unfortunately, I've heard that happen to someone I know. Like, there's definitely real danger in that, like physical danger if things go wrong. Or if you're doing something from a high level, you could fall off, something can go wrong with the machine you're working with. Like, it could be seriously no joke. It's definitely not the cushy Nerf job that we would have had in IT, right? But the idea of the benefits being good, you can have a good retirement, and maybe the low barrier to entry is definitely something good, especially if it's just a course or maybe the training is 6 months or something like that. I don't really know. Like I said, let me know. But it's definitely not going to be 4 years for a bachelor, right? I mean, that's kind of the draw and the allure of it. And I don't think you would need a master's degree either, right? But like the previous person said, if you could pay your dues, whatever that looks like, and eventually get to a point where you can have your own business or at least be in management where you don't have to put your body through this danger, this physically demanding job, and maybe reduce the risk. You can maybe get to the point where you're basically just working out of an office, pulling the strings, making things happen. That's probably not a bad career path, I would say. Next on Reddit, this person is talking about like the benefit of trades. Now, this person seems to have actually been working in the trades, so let's see what they have to say. An associate's in welding and metals netted me $30,000 a year, roughly, working a night shift. A bachelor's in mechanical engineering netted me $73,000 a year, approximately, working a day shift. Welding exposed me to terrible atmosphere due to poor environmental controls in the workplace. Arc flashes have left me with vision damage, and I'm certain the shop impacted my hearing as well. Every morning I come home extremely worn out with no energy to do anything else. Welding helped me get my current job, but working in an office is way easier on me. I'm home most days at a decent hour with enough energy to hit the gym and make dinner. And I think a lot of times that might depend on the person. So for me, working in an office and dealing with the BS and all the unnecessary butt kissing and bending over backwards for people and all this other crap that you have to do is very mentally draining. So I get home and not want to talk to anyone, not wanting to do anything. But then there's, the physical aspect that you could be physically worn out. You might not be mentally, but physically grueling work, a lot of this stuff seems to be. And then the physical dangers, not just you might hurt your back, your neck, your legs, whatever, but there's real things out there that you have to deal with, like maybe breathing in hazardous chemicals on a regular basis and leaving this person with vision damage. I mean, that's really extreme, and impacting your hearing as well. If you're working in IT or any kind of office job, you're probably not going to have any real threat to your vision or your hearing or any of your other senses. And this person still, with that trade job, with addition to all of the physical things that they were going through, also would come home extremely worn out with no energy. But this person made the shift to mechanical engineering. The benefit was being able to come home most days with enough energy to hit the gym, to make dinner. The danger was a lot lower. The energy level was a lot higher. So in this person, they highly recommend going some kind of office job route as opposed to the trades route where there was a lot of dangers and a lot of issues with that. And they can compare the two and much happier with the mechanical engineering route than the welding route. So that's good to know. Next, we go to the app formerly known as Twitter, and this person says, trades are undersaturated and will be among the last careers replaced by AI. Only 16% of young people consider trades as a career, and for every 5 trade workers that retires, only 2 take their place. Shop class belongs back in schools where children can learn lifelong skills. When people retire, there are still openings, as opposed to in office jobs where people could be working until their 60s, until their 70s. People are working a lot later because they're not getting the Social Security amount that they need to match inflation and price gouging. So there might be more opportunities in trades. Previous people have said that there's lower barriers of entry. This person is saying you could probably have that job a lot longer and probably it's probably easier to get that job in general because people are retiring a little bit earlier. People aren't holding on to these jobs as long as in office jobs. So there's a lot of things that make sense there, being undersaturated and, bring back shop class or things that you should be learning. I mean, I personally think you should have finance courses and learn how to invest, save your money, learn how to not get into debt, learn the dangers of credit cards. I mean, there's a lot of things we should be learning in school that we don't learn. So why not bring shop class back too? And I have gone through a couple YouTube videos to see what jobs you're supposed to get and what jobs even make sense to get if you're going to make a switch, because you don't want to be in the same position in 3 to 5 years. But this person also says that it's probably one of the last careers replaced by AI. And like I said, got to imagine you do an HVAC or a mechanic. I mean, I imagine technology can help you, but I don't think it's going to do everything, right? And also electrician, welder. I feel like there's a lot of different trades. Even if you want to say not as dangerous of a trade as being a hair professional, which I can't use, but yeah, you can cut people's hair, you can style the hair, do eyebrows, trim up beards really nice. I mean, there's other trades besides those that you can also get into, and those are not likely to really be replaced by AI, I don't believe, in the next couple of years. Next, this person says, young guys, as I look around society in the US, I'm really beginning to think the trades are going to be a great moneymaker for sure. Yesterday in Kroger, there were 0 cashiers and the store was packed. Companies are reducing their overhead and it will just get worse with the hyperbolic growth of AI. Hell bent on going to college? Learn a trade and then get a degree in business and start your own company. You don't even need a college degree to start your own company. A few of the trades I pay top dollar for at my new construction are: number 1, the HVAC guy. Number 2, electrician. Number 3, plumber. Number 4, asphalt concrete guy. Number 5, heavy equipment operator. One of the reasons I bought all of my own cat equipment since I was paying an excavator $300 an hour prior. And number 6, framer. Bottom line, if you're young, there are tons of trade schools, certifications you can get that don't take long to get. I see fewer and fewer hardworking young guys in the trade business. If you are a hustler with a business mindset, you could clean house financially by learning a trade and starting your own business. There are many other trades than the ones listed above, by the way. And this person apparently is in construction, and they've hired a whole bunch of people to help them out around the site. And this person also gives the advice of, if you do want to go to college, you tie that with a trade so that you can have your own business in one of these things like HVAC, electrician, plumber, and gives a few other examples as well, and just talks about the kind of money that you can make. In the US, there's always going to be things that are growing. There's always going to be things that are going to need to be repaired. It feels like we're just getting started on the amount of developed land that we actually have. I mean, there's never a shortage of new condos going up, new constructions, new retail stores. So there's always going to be a need to have some kind of electrician, some kind of plumber, some kind of HVAC for a new condo or for new homes. So you can see that there's going to be plenty of demand. And if we don't believe that it's going to be replaced by AI, at least in the next couple of years, this might make a lot of sense. Next, this person says, I went to trade school, spent 4 years, worked and learned at the same time, got paid while doing it, graduated with no debt, got a career in the nuclear field, started at $15 an hour, making $62 an hour now. I started earning from day one with hands-on training in school every other night. So this is a pretty interesting experience to go to school for 4 years and first of all, graduate with no debt. I mean, that's very impressive. A lot of people, I don't know the numbers, but it seems like way too many people at least are still in their 40s and 50s paying off college debt from the early 20s. If you can graduate with a degree and with experience and knowledge and not have debt, that's really impressive. And this person's saying they worked and learned at the same time. So I don't know if it's like they have some kind of apprenticeship, like we would have an internship where you can work and learn at the same time. That's kind of what it seems like is happening. So you're making money. You're not just saying, I have to take the next 4 years off to get my bachelor's degree because I can't do that and work and make sure I get good grades and make sure I keep down a good job at the same time. So working and learning at the same time is definitely a plus. And that is a lot of growth. I mean, it doesn't say how long ago this person got the degree, but starting off at $15 an hour and working your way up to $62 an hour, that is a heck of a growth for sure. That's really, really impressive. And being able to learn from day one and getting hands-on training. A lot of times in our office jobs, we're saying that we're not getting any sort of onboarding training. We're not getting hands-on training. They're just throwing us out, sink or swim, baptism by fire. If it doesn't work out, who cares? We're going to probably replace your job and your role in a couple of years with someone from another country anyway. So a lot of really good positives that this person has to say about being in the trades. And then we have this person that says, I have 2 degrees, bachelor's and master's. Prior to doing this, I was doing welding for a pipeline. Now I recommend doing trade because I'm in debt and make less. I make good money, but not like I used to. College no longer has a good ROI, return on investment, and it's a complete waste of time and a ripoff. And sadly, I think that's kind of true because your degree doesn't have to match the jobs that you have. And even if you have a degree, I mean, are they really looking at the institution really? Even if you could just get a relatively affordable degree from a local college or something that's really not too impressive. I mean, you might not have the true authentic college experience of partying, joining a frat and all that kind of stuff. But if you can get affordable college, maybe doing something in state that has a low tuition, then that might be better than just trying to go to the college of your dream and getting buried in debt for 20, 30 years like some people are doing. And this person is saying they have a bachelor's and a master's, which I also have as well. And prior to doing that, they were welding, and now they recommend the trade. So it's interesting to see people who have done the trades, have done the office jobs, and this person regrets going to college and getting the bachelor's and master's and wishes they were back welding and that the college doesn't have a good ROI. So that's quite interesting. Definitely let me know down in the comments below what you think about this, comparing trades to an office job. If you've been laid off from tech, I mean, are you seriously considering going into the trades? So it seems like the benefits of the trades are it's low barrier to entry. You should have a job a lot longer. You shouldn't really have to compete too much with AI. You have a lot of potential. If you do also want to go to college to eventually own your own shop, your own business, and even if not, maybe you could be a manager or do something more in the office. So there's a lot of room for growth. You have on-the-job training, and you might not graduate or be done with your certification with a lot of debt, which is very, very nice, especially if you can work while learning. The downside seems to be that it's a lot of strain in your body. You can hurt your neck, you can hurt your back, you can hurt your knees. That's not something that you could do until 60 years old if you need to. The downsides seem to be you might be breathing hazardous chemicals. You might have problems with your vision, with your hearing based off of your working environment. But overall, I mean, if you can pick a trade that maybe minimizes the amount of physical damage you can do to your body, I think that there seems to be a lot of benefits, and this might be the way to go. It's quite interesting. I'm glad that I was able to go through these people's testimonies and experience because I learned a whole bunch, and I hope you learned a lot too. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Talk to you later.